Chapter 23. O Lord, Father and Master of my life, do not abandon me to the desires of my lips, and do not let them cause me to stumble. Who will set a whip over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over my heart, so that they may not spare me for my errors, or overlook my sins? Otherwise my faults will multiply, and my sins will increase. I shall fall before my adversaries, and my enemies will rejoice over me. O Lord, Father and God of my life, do not give me haughty eyes, and turn desire away from me. Do not let gluttony and lust rule over me, and do not surrender me to shameless passions. On oaths. Children, listen to instruction concerning speech. Whoever keeps it will never be caught in sin. The sinner is trapped by the words of his lips, and through them the insolent and the proud fall. Do not accustom your mouth to swearing oaths, nor make a habit of invoking the name of the Holy One. For as a servant who is constantly watched is never free from bruises, so one who continually swears and invokes the holy name will not remain free from sin. A man who swears many oaths is filled with wickedness, and disaster will not depart from his house. If he sins through carelessness, his guilt remains. If he disregards it, he sins doubly. If he swears falsely, he cannot be justified, and his house will be filled with calamities. Improper speech. There is a manner of speaking that is like death itself. May it never be found in the inheritance of Jacob. The godly will keep far from such speech, and will not wallow in sin. Do not accustom your mouth to coarse and vulgar language, for in it there is sin. Remember your father and mother, when you sit among the great and powerful, lest you forget yourself before them, and behave like a fool. Then you may wish that you had never been born, and curse the day of your birth. A man accustomed to insulting speech will never be corrected all the days of his life. There are two kinds of people who multiply sins, and a third who brings down wrath. Burning passion is like a blazing fire. It will not be quenched until it is satisfied. A man who is consumed by lust for the flesh will not cease until the fire consumes him. To the lustful person every bread is sweet. He will not rest until he dies. A man unfaithful to his wife says to himself, "Who can see me? Darkness surrounds me, and the walls hide me. No one sees me, why should I fear? The Most High will not remember my sins." But he fears only the eyes of men, and does not know that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. They see all the ways of humanity, and penetrate even the most hidden places. Before all things were created, he knew them, and after they were completed, he still knows them. Such a man will be punished in the streets of the city. When he least expects it, he will be seized. The adulterous woman. So it is with a woman who leaves her husband, and bears an heir by another man. First, she has disobeyed the law of the Most High. Second, she has sinned against her husband. Third, through her immorality she has committed adultery, and borne children by another man. She will be brought before the assembly, and her children will be punished. They will be like a tree without roots, like branches that bear neither blossom nor fruit. Her memory will be cursed, and her disgrace will never be erased. Future generations will know that nothing is greater than the fear of the Lord, and nothing is sweeter than to keep the commandments of the Lord. Chapter 24. The Discourse of Wisdom. Wisdom praises herself, and glories in the midst of her people. In the assembly of the Most High she opens her mouth, and glories before his power. I came forth from the mouth of the Most High, and like a mist I covered the earth. I dwelt in the heights above, and my throne was in a pillar of cloud. Alone I encircled the vault of heaven, and walked through the depths of the abyss. Over the waves of the sea, over all the earth, over every people and nation, I held dominion. Among all these I sought a resting place, and in whose inheritance I might dwell. Then the Creator of all things gave me a command, and he who created me assigned a place for my tent. He said, "Pitch your tent in Jacob, and receive your inheritance in Israel." He created me before the ages, from the beginning, and I shall remain forever. In the holy tent, before him, I ministered, and thus I was established in Zion. I also found rest in the beloved city. And in Jerusalem I exercised authority. I took root among a glorious people. In the portion of the Lord, his inheritance. I grew tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Like a cypress on Mount Hermon. I grew tall like a palm tree in En-Gedi. Like rose bushes in Jericho. Like a splendid olive tree in the plain. Like a plane tree I grew tall. Like cinnamon and sweet calamus I gave forth fragrance. Like choice myrrh I spread a sweet perfume. Like galbanum, onycha, and frankincense. Like the smoke of incense in the tabernacle. I spread out my branches like a terebinth. And my branches are glorious and beautiful. Like a vine I bud forth grace. And my blossoms bear the fruit of glory and abundance. Come to me, all who desire me. And eat your fill of my fruits. For the memory of me is sweeter than honey. And possessing me is sweeter than the honeycomb. Those who eat of me will hunger still. And those who drink of me will thirst for more. Whoever obeys me will not be put to shame. And those who work through me will not sin. Wisdom and the law. All these things are contained in the book of the covenant of the Most High God. In the law that Moses commanded. As an inheritance for the assemblies of Jacob. The law makes wisdom overflow like the Pishon. Like the Tigris in the season of fruits. It makes understanding abound like the Euphrates. Like the Jordan in the time of harvest. It pours forth instruction like the Nile. Like the Gihon in the season of the grape harvest. The first man did not know wisdom completely. Nor will the last fully comprehend her. For her thoughts are broader than the sea. And her counsels deeper than the abyss. As for me, I was like a canal flowing from a river. Like a watercourse leading into a garden. I said, I will water my garden. And drench my flower beds. And behold, my canal became a river. And my river became a sea. I will make instruction shine forth like the dawn. And I will send its light far away. I will pour out teaching like prophecy. And leave it for all generations to come. See, I have not labored for myself alone. But for all who seek wisdom. Chapter 25. Proverbs. There are 3 things I long for with all my heart. And all 3 are pleasing to the Lord and to people. Brothers living in harmony, neighbors in friendship. And husband and wife in agreement. But there are also 3 kinds of people I detest. And I cannot endure their way of life. The poor who are proud, the rich who are deceitful. And the aged who are foolish and still commit adultery. The elderly. If you have not stored up in your youth, how will you find anything in your old age? How beautiful it is when the elderly judge wisely. And the aged give counsel. How beautiful is the wisdom of the old. The understanding and insight of the honored. Rich experience is the crown of the elderly. And the fear of the Lord is their glory. Things that bring happiness. 9 things I have considered happy in my heart. And a 10th I will also declare. A person who finds joy in his children. And one who lives to see the downfall of his enemies. Blessed is the one who lives with an intelligent wife. The one who does not sin with his tongue. And the one who does not serve someone unworthy of him. Blessed is the one who has found prudence. And the one whose words are listened to attentively. How great is the one who has found wisdom. Yet none is greater than the one who fears the Lord. The fear of the Lord surpasses everything. Who can be compared to the one who fears him? Women. No wound is like a wound of the heart. And no evil is like the evil caused by a woman. No wickedness is like the wickedness of a woman. No suffering is like that caused by one who hates us. No vengeance is like the vengeance of an enemy. No poison is like the poison of a serpent. No wrath is like the wrath of an enemy. I would rather live with a lion or a serpent than dwell with a wicked woman. A woman's wickedness changes her appearance. Her face grows dark like that of a bear. Her husband sits among the neighbors and cannot help but sigh in bitterness. All wickedness is small compared with the wickedness of a woman. May the fate of sinners fall upon her. A quiet man living with a quarrelsome woman is like an old man climbing a sandy hill. Do not be captivated by a woman's beauty, and do not desire a woman. If a wife supports her husband, she will become angry, insolent, and bring him disgrace. A downcast heart, a sorrowful face, and a broken spirit, all come from a wicked woman. Weak hands and trembling knees also come from a wife who does not make her husband happy. Sin began with a woman, and because of her we all die. Do not open a channel for water to flow, and do not give a wicked woman freedom of speech. If she does not obey your signal, then separate yourself from her. Chapter 26. Blessed is the man who has a good wife. The number of his days will be doubled. A capable wife brings joy to her husband, and he will complete his years in peace. A good wife is a good portion, allotted to those who fear the Lord. Whether rich or poor, his heart is content, and his face is cheerful at all times. There are 3 things that frighten me, and a 4th that fills me with dread: a city divided, a mob in rebellion, and false accusations among people. All these are worse than death. But when one woman is jealous of another, it is anguish and heartbreak indeed. And in all such matters, the tongue brings disaster. A wicked woman is like a loose yoke. To control her is like grasping a scorpion. A drunken woman provokes anger. She cannot conceal her shame. A woman's lust is revealed by her wandering eyes. Her flirtatious glances make it known to all. Be on your guard against an impudent daughter. If she finds an opportunity, she will take advantage of it. Watch carefully against her bold gaze, and do not be surprised if she pays no attention to you. Like a thirsty traveler opening his mouth and drinking from any water he finds, so she sits at every street corner and welcomes every passerby. A gracious wife brings happiness to her husband, and a wise wife brings him honor. A woman of few words is a gift from the Lord, and nothing is more valuable than a well-educated woman. A modest woman is a great blessing. Nothing is worth more than a chaste woman. A good wife in a well-ordered home is like the rising sun in the heavens of the Lord. A beautiful face with a well-proportioned figure is like a lamp shining upon a sacred lampstand. Slender legs with firm feet are like pillars of gold set upon bases of silver. Things that bring sorrow. There are 2 things that grieve me, and a 3rd that arouses my anger: a warrior brought low by poverty, a man of understanding treated as refuse, and a righteous man who turns to wrongdoing. The Lord will hand him over to death by the sword. Business dealings. A merchant can hardly avoid wrongdoing, and a trader cannot remain free from sin. Chapter 27. Because of greed for profit many have sinned, and those eager to become rich turn a blind eye. A stake driven firmly into a crack between stones. So sin wedges itself into buying and selling. If a person does not hold firmly to the fear of the Lord, his house will soon be overthrown. Speech. When a sieve is shaken, the husks remain behind. So a person's faults appear in his speech. The furnace tests the potter's vessels. Conversation tests a person. The fruit reveals the cultivation of a tree. So a person's words reveal the thoughts of the heart. Do not praise anyone before he speaks, for this is the test of people. Righteousness. If you pursue righteousness, you will attain it, and wear it like a glorious robe. Birds of a feather flock together, and truth returns to those who are truthful. A lion lies in wait for prey, and sin lies in wait for those who do evil. The godly person always speaks wisely, but the fool changes like the moon. Do not waste your time among fools, but remain with people of understanding. The talk of fools is offensive, and their laughter delights in sinful pleasures. The speech of habitual swearers makes one's hair stand on end, and their quarrels force people to cover their ears. The arguments of the proud end in bloodshed, and their insults are unbearable to hear. Secrets. Whoever reveals secrets destroys trust, and will never find an intimate friend again. Love your friend and remain faithful to him. But if you have revealed his secrets, do not pursue him any longer. For just as a person destroys one he has put to death, so you have destroyed the friendship of your neighbor. Like a bird released from your hand and flown away, so you have lost your friend and will not recover him. Do not pursue him, for he is far away. He has escaped like a gazelle from a snare. A wound may be bandaged, and an insult may be forgiven, but there is no hope for one who has revealed secrets. Hypocrisy. The one who winks his eye plots evil, and no one can turn him from it. In your presence he speaks sweetly, and marvels at every word you say, but behind your back he changes his tone, and twists your words into stumbling blocks. There are many things I hate, But nothing do I hate as much as such a person. And the Lord also hates him. Whoever throws a stone upward, it will fall upon his own head. Whoever strikes treacherously will be struck in return even more painfully. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. And whoever sets a trap will be caught in it. Whoever does evil will be crushed by it, and will not know where it came from. The proud delight in insults and mockery, but vengeance lies in wait for them, as a lion waits for its prey. Those who rejoice at the fall of the righteous will be caught in a snare, and will be consumed by suffering before they die. Hatred, resentment and anger are detestable things, yet the sinner excels in them. Chapter 28. Whoever takes revenge will suffer the Lord's vengeance, and he will keep a strict account of his sins. Forgive your neighbor the wrong he has done, and then your sins will be pardoned when you pray. A person harbors anger against another, yet seeks healing from the Lord. He has no mercy on one like himself, yet dares to pray for his own sins. Though he is only flesh, he maintains hatred. Who then will make atonement for his sins? Remember your end, and cease from enmity. Remember decay and death, and remain faithful to the commandments. Remember the commandments, and do not be angry with your neighbor. Remember the covenant of the Most High, and overlook offenses. Quarreling. Avoid disputes, and you will sin less. For an angry person stirs up strife. A sinful person causes discord among friends, and sows division among those who live in peace. As the fuel, so the fire burns. The hotter it becomes, the fiercer the quarrel. As a man's strength, so is his anger. As his wealth increases, so does his wrath. A sudden quarrel kindles a fire, and a hasty dispute leads to bloodshed. Blow upon a spark, and it will blaze up. Spit upon it, and it will go out. Both come from your mouth. The tongue. Cursed be the slanderer and the double-tongued, for they have destroyed the peace of many. The person who speaks with many meanings in one word has caused many people to stumble and wander from nation to nation. Because of such a person, fortified cities have been destroyed, and the houses of nobles have been ruined. The person who speaks with many meanings in one word has caused many worthy wives to be cast aside, depriving them of the fruit of their labor. Whoever listens to such a person will never find rest, or live in peace. A blow from a whip raises welts, but the tongue crushes bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not as many as those who have fallen because of the tongue. Blessed is the one who is sheltered from the tongue, who has not experienced its fury, who has not borne its yoke, and has not been bound by its chains. For its yoke is a yoke of iron, and its chains are chains of bronze. The death it brings is terrible, yet Sheol is preferable to it. But it has no power over the godly, nor will they be burned by its flames. Those who forsake the Lord will be devoured by it, and it will burn among them without ceasing. Like a lion it leaps upon them, and like a leopard it tears them apart. See to it that your property is fenced with thorns, and that your silver and gold are securely stored. Weigh and measure your words, and put a lock on your mouth. Be careful not to slip with your tongue, lest you fall before one who lies in wait for why. Chapter 29. Lending and borrowing. Whoever shows kindness will lend to his neighbor, and whoever strengthens another keeps the commandments. Lend to your neighbor when he is in need, and when you borrow, repay on time. Keep your word and remain faithful always, and you will find what you need whenever you need it. Many regard a loan as something found by chance, and they bring distress to those who help them. Before receiving it, they kiss the lender's hand, and speak humbly about another person's wealth. But when repayment is due, they delay, offering excuses instead of repayment, and blaming circumstances. If they can repay half, it is considered fortunate, and the lender counts it as though he had found something by chance. Otherwise the lender loses his money, and without reason gains an enemy, who repays him with insults and curses instead of gratitude, and with contempt instead of respect. Many refuse to lend, not because they are cruel, but because they fear being cheated for nothing. Almsgiving. Yet be generous to the poor, and do not delay in giving alms. According to the commandment, help the needy. And because of their poverty, do not send them away empty-handed. Spend your money for a brother or a friend. And do not let it rust uselessly under a stone. Use your wealth according to the command of the Most High, and it will profit you more than gold. Store up almsgiving in your storehouses, and it will rescue you from every misfortune. Almsgiving will fight for you against your enemies. Better than a strong shield and a mighty spear. Suretyship. A good person becomes surety for his neighbor, but one who has lost all sense of shame abandons him. Do not forget the kindness of your guarantor, for he has risked his life for you. The sinner disregards the favor of his guarantor. The ungrateful person forgets the one who saved him. Many prosperous people have been ruined through suretyship, and have been tossed about like waves on the sea. Many powerful people have been driven into exile because of it, and wandered among foreign nations. A sinner who recklessly becomes a guarantor, seeking some gain, brings judgment upon himself. Help your neighbor according to your ability, but be careful not to fall yourself. Living as a guest. The necessities of life are water, bread, clothing, and a house for shelter. Better the life of a poor man under his own roof than rich food in another person's house. Whether you have much or little, be content, and you will not hear yourself called a parasite. Going from one house to another as a guest is a miserable life, for as a lodger you dare not open your mouth. You must serve food and pour wine for others, yet no one thanks you. And most bitter of all are words like these. Come here, you freeloader, set the table. What are you holding? Give me a piece of it. Or, go away, freeloader, for an honored guest has arrived. My brother is coming, and I need the room. To a person of understanding, it is painful to be reproached as a dependent, or insulted as a debtor.